So I've been on the hunt for a good wireless gaming mouse, and I think I finally found the right one. What's up everybody, Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at the M75 wireless gaming mouse that Corsair just recently released. There's not a lot of things that could make this mouse any better, but I do see a couple areas of improvement, so I'm excited to show it to you today. In this video, I'll cover the specs, ergonomics, gaming with it, and thoughts on it for the price. In the box, you receive the M75, a 2.4 GHz USB dongle that uses Corsair's Slipstream wireless for the fastest possible connection, a 6-foot USB cable for charging or wired connection, and swappable magnetic side buttons that allow you to optimize buttons for right or left-handed gameplay and are programmable in the IQ software. The M75 is classified as a lightweight gaming mouse and comes in at just 89 grams. It has a chassis that is 5.04 inches in length by 2.56 inches in width and a body height of 1.64 inches, which I would classify as a medium to large mouse. And for reference, so you can compare your hand size to this mouse, mine are 9 inches from the base of the palm to the tip of the middle finger and 10.5 inches from the tip of pinky to thumb. Now right off the bat, one thing that I'm not a fan of with this mouse is how the DPI button is positioned on the bottom part of the mouse. I understand why Corsair designed it this way because of the aesthetics and keeping the mouse minimalistic overall, but there are definitely times where I'll change my DPI mid-game depending on if I'm running and shooting versus sniping, and having the ability to change it on the fly is important. Now obviously you can assign one of the side bumper buttons as a macro for this, but then that does reduce the overall usability of the mouse, and the side buttons opposite your thumb are not the easiest to reach. The M75 features a Marksman 26K optical sensor that is designed for accuracy and responsiveness, and has a DPI or dots per inch of 26,000, meaning that the cursor can move further on the screen per inch of mouse movement, which is excellent for precision gameplay, especially considering it has a 1 DPI resolution step that allows for extremely granular sensitivity. This is great for games where you're maybe sniping from really far away and you just need to move barely a little bit, but you're such a great distance that if you move too much, you'll completely miss your target. The M75 does come with pre-programmed DPI stages that range from 400 to 3200, and each stage has its own assigned RGB indicator so you can know what setting it's on at a glance. The M75 also has 650 IPS tracking, meaning that it can accurately track fast movements up to 650 inches per second, which is critical for giving you a reactionary advantage in fast-paced competitive games. And then finally, it features up to 50G acceleration, allowing it to handle very rapid and intense movements while still maintaining precision. Now the specs for this mouse are great for competitive gaming, but the mouse is also comfortable for casual gaming as well with its bigger body and smooth feel. I will say that for me personally, I find the plastic body to have a smooth plastic that makes it tough for me to feel like I have a good grip on the mouse, but the contoured sides of the M75's body still allow me to pick it up to move it around when needed, which is important because I'm not the type of gamer that likes to have high sensitivity and DPI, and I would rather physically move the mouse on the mouse pad. Now this is one area that if I could improve something about the M75, I would increase the contoured edging or provide a little bit more grip on it, as it feels like it's trying to pick up a turtle sometimes. But I do like how simplistic the overall design is with just the side buttons and normal mouse feel. And I won't dive too far into Corsair's IQ software, but in it you can adjust the M75's sensitivity up to the max DPI of 26,000 or customize the DPI inputs and colors. You can also create your ideal RGB lighting setup to match your other Corsair products, and there's even a surface calibration test as not all mouse pads have the same materials, so here you can optimize its performance on yours. Now let's dive into some gaming and see how it feels, and I'll provide you real-time feedback. So we're just gonna get into a practice game of Counter-Strike to see how this mouse performs. I am not a very good FPS shooter, and so I'm not gonna be the best example of how good this mouse is, but I'm just curious to see how it works on something fast-paced. Looks like we're starting with a sniper rifle, so that's pretty cool. That'd be a great thing to start with, actually, with this high DPI, so. Oh! Okay, I suck. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. I like the reaction of it. You know, it feels good, it's smooth. I don't have the DPI set too high right now, and these are just bots, so nothing crazy. But I'm barely having to move the mouse for really quick, good, accurate movements, and you know, it stops when I want it to stop, which is important. Okay, I mean, it's super accurate. I like that. Yeah, this mouse feels really good. And honestly, you know, normally I don't play with quite this sensitivity, but this mouse just... Oh, okay, got me. I don't play with this kind of sensitivity normally, but the mouse just feels good and accurate, and so, like, I'm not, you know, like, I feel kind of confident with it. Who's coming to get me? Oh, God! Okay. see if we can't get a snipe here. I'm just sitting duck right here. Ooh, okay. That felt good. That was a good shot. Like right here, if I move the mouse about 3 inches, 4 inches, I barely have to turn my wrist at all, and I can get a full rotation, which you can change that. It's just based on DPI. But like after I calibrated the M75 to this mouse pad, it just feels like it makes sense based on this mouse pad. I don't know if that makes sense, because it's like it knows what texture I'm playing with and what kind of resistance I'm dealing with, so it just feels good when you're using it. I mean, the mouse itself just feels good in the hand. I like it. I'm not the most professional mouse tester in the world. I'm just a casual gamer with things like this, but I think it feels great. You know, if I was going to go with something like an RPG or something, I would want something that maybe has some macro buttons on it, a little bit more options than the 2 side buttons, but it's not bad. The ones on my ring and pinky finger are not reachable very well. Like, they're there if you need them, but I would not rely on them for, you know, stressful gameplay. You know, one thing I do like about the M75 is that it has a bit of a bigger body, and so it just feels like I have better control over it. You know, I'm not... Obviously, I have big hands if you've been following the channel for a while, and so I'm not someone who likes an extremely lightweight, small mouse. There's definitely gamers that prefer that, and that's totally cool. Just for me, I like to be able to really feel the mouse that I'm using, and this one feels good for that reason. I like that a lot about it. Like, this is where it would be nice to be able to change DPI on the fly without having to auto macro it. Oh my gosh, it scared me. What's up, chicken? Boom. Man, that chicken exploded. Because, like, when I'm running around, I need a lower DPI. Oop. But, like, when I'm scoped in and everything... Oh my gosh, I got stuck on the box. When I'm zoomed in on, you know, through a sniper rifle, I need to raise my DPI so that I can move greater distances faster. And, you know, on the fly DPI changing would be nice for that reason. I'll play another game here in a second called Dead by Daylight, which you've probably seen on my channel before if you've been watching, where I'll play as the Huntress, where you have to be able to throw these axes and aim really well, quickly. So I'll do that in just a little bit as well to showcase the accuracy on that. Ran up on 2 and couldn't even get 1. Alright, here's another scoped weapon. This practice team deathmatch is great because it gives me a bunch of different weapon varieties to try out that have scopes and some that don't, so... Okay, so the match is over. First impressions of this mouse, just using it in a game like this for Counter-Strike, more than capable for what you're going to need. I mean, honestly, for a wireless input, I think that the latency is perfect for what you could possibly need out of a mouse like this, and so I like it for this. But let's dive into a game of Dead by Daylight and see how it does as playing, you know, as another character in a game that has a little bit different reaction times. Okay, so now we're going to dive into a game of Dead by Daylight, and if you're unfamiliar with the game, it's an asymmetrical horror game where you're a killer trying to kill 4 survivors, or you're one of the 4 survivors trying to survive and escape. The killer that I'll be playing is called the Huntress. She uses hatchets to throw at survivors, and so aiming is very important, and a lot of times, this is a terrible map for this, by the way, because it's all walled off and everything, but this is a custom game versus bots, so hopefully it's not too difficult for me. There they are all right there. But sometimes you gotta flick whenever you throw it to be able to hit them, and so it's important to be able to have good reactions and being able to just throw it at them really quickly. So that's why I'm looking forward to testing out this mouse, because, you know, you need to be able to react quickly. Alright, this bot's not very good, but I'm also not very good, so... but anyways, you need to be able to react quickly and, you know, like, flick throw really quick sometimes, and so that's where I want to kind of test that out a little bit. Let's reload my hatchets. Bot's pretty much on here, just, see, one there, one there. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go up and hit her. Pretty much just run straight lines from you as a killer. Okay, I managed to hit Nancy. There's a slight flick right there, you know, nothing crazy because these aren't very difficult bots, but just being able to turn quickly. I don't want to use that skirt chick just yet, so we'll take her over here. Actually, I may not be able to reach it. We're going to have to use this. You can only go so far before they jump off of your shoulder, so... Okay. Oh, I thought that was one of the survivors. Okay, where are you at, Bill? That was a terrible throw by me. I thought he was going to run left for a second. Alright, he's still over here. Alright, he doubled back on me. God, compared to Counter-Strike, I feel so slow right now. All right, Bill. Your looping got better since the last time we met. Okay, let's throw you back up on a hook for your second hook. That wasn't very smart, Kate. Oh my gosh. She swerved me. These DVD bots have gotten a lot better. I don't play it near as much as I used to, so that definitely doesn't help. But yeah, I'm surprised at how good they are sometimes. I tried to do a little flick hit there and it just didn't work. Okay. These bots really good at weaving back and forth. I'm surprised. These survivors don't even have perks or anything, so, or items. So this is not a good display by me. Alright, that means Bill just went in the, Bill just got in a locker and hopped back out, so that's why he screamed. She ain't got nowhere to go. She's trying. Oh no, it's open. Alright, let's go catch her. One over there, too. There's kind of a flick. There we go. That's what we needed. Alright. Throw her on a scourge hook, slow some of this gen progress down. This whole time I realized I haven't even commented on using the mouse. There we go. Ah. There we go. So yeah, this mouse is great because it allows me to flick it really easy just because of the DPI, and this is all base settings. I haven't altered any of it or made it more sensitive or anything. I'm just playing with it right out of the box, which is nice. Gives you plenty of what you would need from a gaming mouse just immediately, which is really nice to have, I think. All right, old man, let's get you out of here in this game so we can talk about our final thoughts on this mouse. There we go. No, he gets the hatch? Are you kidding me? What an embarrassing way to lose to bots. He got so lucky with that hatch right there. Okay, embarrassing match aside, mouse is great. I mean, honestly, like if you're using a wireless gaming mouse, you're worried about latency when you're playing competitive games. Both games that I just showed you are against bots, so they're not. It's not going to be fantastic, you know, and a great example of playing against other people. But I do think that this mouse is going to be plenty for what 95% of people would need. If you want to spend $200 to $300 in a gaming mouse and get just a little bit better, go for it, right? If you actually need that improved performance for what the M75 gets you, I think it's plenty for most people. So let's head back over to the studio and finish our final thoughts on it. So to summarize the Corsair M75, after using it for a couple of weeks, I can say that I think it's worth it, and I'll cover the price in just a second. But it has an excellent connection to the dongle, providing an extremely low latency, which gives me a great gaming experience. It just does everything right as a mouse, except for some of its physical attributes, which were really more of a personal preference than actual issues. Aside from the smooth plastic not being my favorite, the design itself feels really, really good with big hands, and it's nice to have a mouse that presses into my palm so that my hand kind of feels like it's resting on it. I don't often play games where I need high DPI settings, but it's nice to know that this mouse has the capability to keep up with me if I need it to. For pricing, at the filming of this video, you can get the M75 in black for $90 while it's on sale, but at its normal price, along with the white version, it comes in at $130. So while it is a bit of an investment for a gaming mouse, I would say that if you end up grabbing it, I don't think that you'll be disappointed. But I would love to know what you think in the comments about the M75 and what is your preferred gaming mouse. Be sure to subscribe and join the Freaky Tech family as we are growing like crazy right now, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. But I really appreciate you spending some of your day with me and taking the time to watch this video. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time.